Hey YouTube, welcome to On My Financial Goals, where we go into weekly personal finance videos for you millennials in the Great White North.
We know taxes can be a little scary, but don't worry, OMFG is here to help you out. In this video, we're going to get into the top 5 tax tips to help you make the most out of your tax return.
We want to preface this video by saying that this video is meant for people with simple tax solutions. If you have complicated investments, inheritance, property taxes, then it's probably best to deal with an accountant.
If your financial and income situations aren't that complicated, then filing your taxes is actually a lot easier than it sounds, which leads us to our first tip.
Tip number 1. Use free tax software. In the olden days, filing your taxes were a pain in the butt to say the least. You had to manually fill in sheets and mail it straight to the CRA. With these free softwares, they're a lot more automated and they really guide you through every single step when you're filling it out.
The first step is what we call gathering your T-slips. Usually you'll get them in the mail. T-slips are your T4s, T4As, T222As, whatever T-slips you have, gather them all up.
After that, it's really just a matter of filling up all the information from your T-slips into a preferred software. We personally use Studio Tax, but you could also use software like Simple Tax. We recommend checking out this video by Half Banked to showcase how easy it is to use. Tip number 2. Student loan interest.
We want to emphasize that the interest portion on your student loans are tax deductible. Whether you were on student aid, OSAP, or whatever student loan system you were on during your post-secondary studies in Canada, you should be able to get a tax receipt which you can claim when you file your taxes.
And just like in our last tip, all you have to do is fill in all the information that corresponds in your tax form.
Tip number 3, public transit subsidy.
I hope you kept all your receipts for your public transit passes because you get a good chunk of it back when you're filing your taxes. Unfortunately, you can only claim up to June 2017 because the government decided to take it all away. So make sure you claim it all this year.
The government will refund about 15.5% of the cost of your monthly passes back, whether you were buying a Metro Pass or a TransLink monthly pass. Just make sure you keep your receipts and passes, as you will need it to prove you bought them in case you ever get audited.
Tip number 4. Tuition and textbook credits.
Did you know all that expensive tuition and textbook credits you bought while you were a student can be written off against your income? If you went to school as long as we did, you'll be in for a very nice surprise when you first apply your tuition credits on your taxes. The best way to find out how much tuition credits you can apply to your income is by logging into your MyCRA account.
If you don't have a MyCRA account set up yet, what are you doing? We want you to go right now and set it up. There's all this kinds of neat information accessible to you, from your contribution room for your TFSA and your RRSP, and to setting up your automated tax returns.
You need to apply these credits as soon as you start making money after completing school. Now that you're being more financially responsible, we suggest that you start investing this return as soon as you can, and not buying that brand new car. Tip number 5, RRSP deductions.
How can we forget the RRSP? If you made any RRSP contributions, don't forget to claim it when you file your taxes, or else you're simply missing out on all the advantages of the RRSP. We highly suggest that you watch our RRSP video on how your contributions will affect your tax refund.
So that's all the tax tips we have. Some other quick things worth mentioning are the medical tax credit and charitable donations. Claiming medical tax expenses can get a little complicated though, but it's definitely worth looking into if you have a lot of medical expenses.
What tax tips do you have? Is this your first year filing taxes? Let us know in the comments below and we'll get back to you.
Please like and subscribe if this was useful to you, and we'll continue releasing weekly videos on personal finance.
Hey Google, can you do my taxes?
You know I'd tell you if I knew.